Hello.
Hey guys.
Hi. Yeah.
Hey, nice to meet you, Tina. How are you?
Nice. Thank you.
Where are you? You're in Dallas?
Yes, right. I'm in Dallas.
Cool.
Yeah, she's very much in my neck of the woods. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were in Austin, but Dallas, that's right.
No. I travel to Austin quite a bit, but I'm here.
Okay. So
Cool.
without looking at anything, I mentioned to Srijit that Unthink sounds like awake, not because I saw the website, but just the name.
Sound like what?
Awake, because thinking,
Oh,
unthinking, thinking and
right.
the disappearance of thinking.
Yeah, right. It's very deep.
It is deep only when you think about it.
Right.
Right. So let's get going. So primarily, maybe Amit, you
Yeah.
introductions. You can do. You guys know me any which way, so I can spare that.
Sure. I can start quickly, then maybe Tina, very quickly, and then I can show a demo so we can then connect some dots. So really, my background has been in this internet platform space for a number of years. I've built and sold 3 companies that all sort of broadly did fintech powered, AI powered, selling online. Basically, we drove sales through e-commerce. And then that was my first company. We were powering pretty much everyone except Amazon by the time we were done. eBay, Groupon, Staples at the time was still big, number 3 actually, and a lot of smaller guys except Amazon, everybody. And then we sold it to Staples in 2013, and I was tasked with growing that whole thing, and I thought I could do a impactful job there, but wasn't to really be just from a corporate culture wise, they're not geared for the internet economy. There is something very specific about the internet economy that people don't understand.
Yep.
And so I just figured I'd do it myself. So I left within a year, and I said I just need access to call it a billion shoppers. And how do I do that? I said to myself, I certainly don't want to pay Facebook or Google. And you see, because our job at the time before that was in funnel. So I was in funnel.
Yeah.
And converting people from the traditional 1% to call it 1.5 or 2, huge increase in top line, but a very much bigger increase in bottom line because these are incremental sales.
Yeah.
So we were the business model itself was incremental sales. We would charge on the incremental 10 to 30% of sales depending on what we could get away with in the contracts. And so it was mostly an enterprise B2B model. And so the second also was I decided I'll just go build another B2B model, but go up the funnel. So I built a plan because I wanted access to audiences. I figured I'll go to like publishers who are struggling to monetize against the onslaught of Facebook and Google, from who I don't want to buy advertising and audience anyways.
Right.
So I built a cloud called Quintype, which is a B2B2C cloud for publishers. And it basically does a lot of clients like Bloomberg, Fortune, and so many others. And last year they crossed, because I exited, they crossed 500 million people. And next, I think they'll, I'm still minority, like really like negligible. So I know, but next year they should cross billion, or maybe the following year. But they're focused on media, and although I was going to bring the whole thing together, a lot of corporate reasons why that company is now independent and whatnot. So so that was 2014 when I built Quintype, and since then it's been going. I built a blockchain about a few years back, right before the crypto winter happened. The first time to kind of begin to tie the dots together, because I really thought blockchain was a kind of solution that would accelerate what I was trying to do, which is to bring the internet business model to everybody. The problem is not of anything other than a business model problem. So the difference in the whole situation is the internet economy is a different business model than the regular economy. That's the reason why platforms dominate, because they understand what internet economy means. And the regular businesses don't think like that. You got to think like a country as opposed to thinking like a business within a city or whatever. So that's just the way it is. And so I those 3 things that I've done in my past led me to Awake, which of course also had a parallel track with meditation and all that stuff, which we won't get into today. But the clarity was very simple. how do you solve the Facebook problem or the network problem? The network effect, so to speak, is also a problem and a curse, right? I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. It's great, but it's also not great, right? It's really horrible. So by realizing that Facebook does not actually exist,
Right.
what exists are people. And these people are using all the networks, not just Facebook, because I use all the networks. So basically, we built a set of protocols that unify the internet, because the fragmentation is at the HTTP layer. I can't track HTTP content across HTTP networks like Facebook.
Yeah.
They've built walled gardens. So how do I get my information? I don't care about what else they're doing and tracking and blah, blah, blah. I only care about my HTTP content and what is happening to my HTTP presence, because my presence on the internet is my HTTP content.
Yes.
Like you literally could be talking to a bot right now, and you wouldn't know the difference. So this is what I mean by HTTP content. Everything online is HTTP content. And if you can track the provenance and transactionality and interactions with that HTTP content across the networks, then we have solved the walled garden problem, which is where what we have done. So that's where we play. I will show you demo and etc. etc. I'd love to hear about you. So we have created this one protocol stack. We actually like to joke that it's a layer 8 protocol because 7 layers of thing. So we have built a meta network effectively at the HTTP layer itself, which now can plug in all the other networks, including the blockchains and the Web 2, Web 3 different models, whatever it is, because it doesn't matter. We are transactional between nodes, which are people ultimately. So you could be in one company, another company, or 20 companies tomorrow. The gig economy, or you're a venture capitalist or whatever. You're powering cash flows that are running across nodes in the internet, which is what we have captured into a simple end-to-end seamlessly integrated cloud.
Okay, got it. Very interesting.
Right. So this is the basic thing about Awake. So the Awake protocols, Awake Internet protocols, and I'll show you 3 of them today. SharpType is one of the companies which represents the Awake Market protocol, which is what we're going to use to make a lot of money, because it's buying, selling, and this thing in the middle called profit, which we have reified as the creator or somebody in the middle, you, me, anybody, as the one who is the co-seller, not the buyer, not the seller, but the co-seller, right? Who now, and we are platform as a service, right? So platform of platform of platform. So everyone becomes a platform. So what happens? Transactionality drops in, the margins of the take rates now is being redistributed to anybody who wants to launch a platform and is a network, right? Now let me show you something very quickly. And before that, let me hear from you though. Tina, I would love to hear what is Unthink and what you're up to, and just very quickly, some context so that the demo is useful.
Yes, sure. Yes. A lot of the things which you said are a lot of common threads actually, even in the background. So I started my startup journey at Wifrit, my previous company. And basically we built a customer experience platform, also B2B. And we had everything from retargeting, personalization was the core of it, personalization and personalized retargeting on email, SMS, notifications
I
and that
see.
stuff, and website.
Okay.
So website personalization got evolved last 3 years back. We sort of upgraded the platform, and we said we got challenged by one of our customers saying, "Can you personalize in real time?" They said there are a lot of personalization solutions, but can you figure out the user intent in real time and react immediately? That would be gold. So this was Lonely Planet, the content site, right? And we sort of went back to the drawing board and developed our AI product, which sort of in real time. So as you browse, we're tracking all the actions, right? So within the 200 millisecond time, we're able to find what's your taste. Like for example, if I'm looking at a certain product, then it'll learn my taste against all the attributes in the product, and it learns if I'm doing 3 things in a sequence, it understands why I'm going towards that path. Like for example, am I looking at a shirt because it's striped, or because it's pink, or because it's cotton? So just a simple example, but it understands intuitively what I like. And then after that, we were just, I think some of our developers attended some of these AWS and Google workshops, and there was a Google Assistant thing. So we developed a Google Assistant app,
Mhm.
which sort of leveraged the real timeness of it. So we were like, hey, if we can do this within a conversation, then that's gold. So we created a Google Assistant app, which can where you can say, hey Google, talk to voice shopping, and then we could ask questions and get the answers and get the right results. We found few limitations there because Google Assistant is not adopted by everybody. You have to keep it on. People are concerned about privacy, and we have to evangelize about Google Assistant first. So then we decided, and all this was happening in the B2B model. We found challenges in convincing customers that they had to use this Google Assistant thing. It was like an uphill battle. So we decided to completely shift the. That's where Unthink was born. So what we did is we licensed this technology to the new company, and we've built a web-based experience. So on the website, you have a voice button. Click on it. You can speak and you can get the products. And instead of going brand by brand, we're just onboarding brands to a central place. So we sort of like a marketplace model, right? We bring the brands to our portal, and then we provide this experience. So the next question was, how do we get users? Because
So
we are going
you're
to
so
build.
it's a marketplace, if I
I'll
understand. Okay.
come to it a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more. So
Mhm.
so first point was okay, marketplace, but then there's a customer acquisition problem, right? So then what we said is we will offer this web page as a portal to any publisher. Like
Right.
if there, because there are a lot of because we got on board, one of our advisors was a gaming guy, and he said that, oh, gamers would love to have a way to monetize their site. So we found that there are a lot of games related to fashion, travel, and stuff. There is this correlation between the game and the vertical. So
Mhm.
we went to the gaming publishers and said, today you run ads. Instead of running ads, what if you had a mini portal for shopping, like which is plug and play? So we provide the brands, we bring the experience. All you do is you get your customers to that page, and then we share the commissions. So
Right.
that went very well. They're very positive about it. So that's one side of it. The second side is we were also looking at a like one of the things we developed during the COVID season was, how do we connect the seller to the buyer, right? So if even though I have a personalized experience, I may at some point want the help of someone real. So what we're doing is, because we can take this user profile that's learned by the machine learning, export it to a human format, and give it out almost instantly. We felt that we could reduce the time for someone to help me as a shopper. So now we're also tying up with influencer marketing agencies to get influencers on board and help the customer shop, by already seeing the preview of what they've done so far, what's the taste, and then maybe they can add products to my basket, or they can set up a short consultation, like a 15-minute consultation. So this is the
So
part B, where
so
we
so
haven't.
when you export, what are you exporting when you say you export something?
So I can. So when okay, so I'm a customer and I come and
You're
I start
exporting the
shopping.
conversation, is it?
No, I'm exposed. So no, just the learning
Learned
about me,
parts. Okay.
the learned part. So for
Okay.
example, I come and then I say I do some browsing and then I say I need help. So they'll already get my profile saying that, okay, this is what Tina's profile is. These are the products in her basket, and then I can add a message which says this is the help I want. So it's super efficient because they already know everything about me and they can quickly um, give me help. So I was talking to Srijit actually about, I think this is where the dots connected, because we're looking for a way to collaborate between networks with
Right.
trust, right? Because the whole point, like you pretty much said, right? Like if I go to an influencer marketing agency, they'll ask me, hey, yeah, but what if my influencers cut me out of the middle, right? Because
Hmm.
I'll give you those guys and I have only the people, you have all the technology. So what if we are cut out? So we want to create a system where this network is powered by a blockchain concept, where if there's like a full, there's like basically like a transparent model where you have smart contracts.
Yeah. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah, your smart contracts, you can see the data and everything. So
Yeah. So this is where I thought one that we were talking about, right? The attribution model,
yeah,
um,
Uh-huh.
right? And the fact that you can do a dynamic topic almost around this, right? Network. So ensure that the evolution of that chain, value chain, is captured.
Totally.
And then to that extent,
Yeah.
it can be rewarded. That's where I thought there is some
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I thought it might be
100%.
better for you, instead of, I said, Tina, something has already been developed, so why will you want to develop something, right? Let's see if it does work.
Totally. We are the protocol layer. So,
Yeah.
we can actually you can implement it in your blockchain, or we can do it for you, or whatever that is, right? So
Yeah.
it's the intelligence and then the recording of it into a specific ledger, right?
Yeah.
So we are the
Yeah.
virtual layer. It goes across the metaverses, right? Or across, I guess, the metaverses. Everybody has their own metaverse now, right?
Yeah.
So, and then this is the metaverse, really, in the end, right? So we're all already in the metaverse, just didn't
Yeah.
know it, right? So which metaverse shall we talk about? So real world is also another verse only, right? So it becomes this multiverse, really, is what it is,
Yeah.
right? So that's the layer at which we operate, and then you can create the ledger or the blockchain of your choice, and you can issue the coins and all these things. You can do that. So we will bank it. We are actually Srijit, update. I don't know if we spoke since the last time I mentioned this or not, but we got accepted into the Stripe Treasury early access program. So they haven't launched yet. It's in early access beta, whatever it is, not even beta, like pre-announced, right? It's going live next year. And so they were working with a few dozen companies, and they started working about 6 months back. And so in the second or third wave, they've taken us. And it's, we basically upgrade all our accounts. Now I'll just show you a quick demo. So all our accounts become upgraded to, or can become upgraded to, cash management accounts powered by Goldman Sachs, which is really cool, because now you can sit anywhere in the world and open a US company by just signing up with us.
Okay. I lost you on the last bit. Sorry.
Because we are going, I'll show you the banking. Let me show you the
Yeah.
few protocols. Okay. So let me just show you what we are able to do.
Yeah.
And then we will be able to fit in, I think, we can work together like what you guys just mentioned. So let me just share my screen and take a few examples of what we do. I'll just take a few, like cannabis. I'll take wine. I'll take one influencer marketing platform, like you mentioned. I'll take one of the top 5.
Yeah.
India, I will take a network, a big Indian women-only network called Shiros. You may know it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let me also show. This is their sort of back into sort of a thing, and then perhaps I'll show you something in the UK. All right. So see, basically what we do, these are all networks powered by us. Okay. So there are companies that are using our platform as a service, right?
Yeah.
And the UX is not, what you see is not our UX, but it is powered by us in the backend, right? So we are protocol layer. So these are, this is an example of what we call a market network. So we launch market networks, right? So market networks are basically like social networks, but they are B2B2C transactional and referral networks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. So what you guys mentioned just now. So that's what we have implemented. So what happens is people plug into this so-called chain. It's not a chain, but it's a tangle, open tangle. It's an open way to tangle with people, and network of networks. Like a web, but it's not a real web. It's open tangle, right? It allows those people to connect. You're a brand. You're the distributor, you're the retailer, delivery service, media company, whatever. And are you licensed or not licensed? That depends on the network, right? Like Uber needs licensed drivers. It's a regulated industry, Uber. You have to have a license to drive a car, So it's an independent thing. Uber doesn't need a license, but you need a license to drive a car, So it's Uber is the facilitator of the licensed operators.
Yeah.
We are also the ComFac engine, the commerce facilitator. We use PayFacs like Stripe. That's why Stripe is so interested in us, because we use their platform. We are deeply integrated into Stripe in the US, but also into Razorpay and so Authorize and so many other networks. Whether it's a retail network or a payment network or a media network or any other network, we are integrated, and we provide this platform, this B2B2C platform, which is basically like a functional internet. Functional means buying, selling, co-selling, etc., which I will show you. So for example, we could pop a store in, like you guys are doing stores, we can also do that. We can pop a store in, and this store is actually plugging in existing Shopify, WooCommerce, etc. stores.
Yeah.
It's already plugged in. And then when the order happens, it automatically manages the order flow. And I will show you all that. It can do returns, it can do order splits, etc. So in the case of CBD, you can even ship the product. So it has the appropriate payment processors and shipping and all that stuff for this particular regulated product, because not everybody does it.
Yeah.
And you can in fact even do it. In THC, you cannot actually ship it. You can't ship it, and you have to physically take delivery and stuff. So basically what we do then is we have to be, in this case, I'm going to be where the shopper is, so
Yeah.
we have to be hyper local, so we are routing orders to online or offline, it doesn't matter. So that's what I mean by the multiverse.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's real or not real or whatever it is. And if you're selling NFT, or if you're selling some class, or you're selling a membership, or you're selling a restaurant reservation, or whatever it is, doesn't really matter, right?
Right.
So like take an example of a brand that connects to our system, right? So you click on website, you go to their actual store. So that this could be running on Shopify, WooCommerce, or any existing thing. It's like any other business, small business, big business, doesn't matter, right? They continue to do their own operations, nothing changes.
Yeah.
But we get all their inventory live.
Yeah.
It's all kept in sync. I will show you the back end. Just when we do the second part of the demo, it's the back end, so this is where everything is managed. When it's like an Airbnb kind of a back end, So in the front end, all this is happening where people are able to come, they find products, let's say, and now they can purchase these products. So now Weed, let me just zoom back to normal. Weed is a, media company. It's just a WordPress website. Okay, so to be specific about what that means is they're actually launching a new version of their content side, which is actually not a centrally created network, but it's a social media network.
Yeah.
And they're actually pulling in the top people, and there's all these things. And not only this famous guy, but not so famous people. This guy is the founder of Canopy Growth, and also is a public company in Canada. It's a tweet is worth like $400 million now. He's talking about why people need networks like Weed, particularly in the cannabis industry, which is so problematic in so many ways, right? So it's a B2B2C network. It's not just for people, but for also companies. And you can see there's a new format shop coming and stuff like that. So this is the new version, but you'll see that it's moving away from the centralized model, which is anyway more editorial in nature, curatorial in nature, to this model. Now, the functionality for the commerce, okay, is completely kept in in our side. It's a cloud-based functionality. It's just a single JavaScript. This is a JavaScript version in the sense that we are the backend rails. So like, shoptype.js or stripe.js, which enables payments using JavaScript. Like that, they've integrated using JavaScript. This is a JavaScript theme-based thing. So they've literally put one line of code and they've got this entire checkout, cart, catalog, everything is happening here, right? Now the checkout, this is the cloud cart also. You can put products here from different types of vendors, right? One could be on WooCommerce, one could be on Shopify, one is in India, one is in UK. It's happening on in one cart, one single checkout. We manage the order splits and managing the returns and blah, blah, blah. All of it happens on the virtual side. And I'll show you what that means in a second. So that's what's happening here. So everybody gets all the social commerce functionality immediately. That part is the easy bit. Now we add this new proprietary bit, which is the co-seller. Buying, selling, co-selling, co-working, co-living, co-selling, right? Co-worker, co-seller, right?
Yeah.
What I do with how do I make this $46? It's not 5% from Amazon, 5%, 3%, 10%. This is 35% of this 130 after we take our fees. So our fee is 5%. We take 5% flat. It goes down to 3%, maybe someday 1%, maybe 0, because I make money everywhere else as well. But this is after our 5%, and then Veet comes along and says, oh, you only take 5%. How about I take 5 or 10 or something else, and I will pass the rest on. So whatever the Adams or anyone else is offering, maybe they're offering 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I'll show you in India, people offering us 70 and all that, because it's all direct to consumer, incremental sales, DTC, right?
Yeah.
And they get direct access to the consumer, etc., etc. So they're able to offer lots of money. And so we keep 5%. In this case, they actually keep 5%. So 10%, $13. Remaining 35% is available here. How do I make this money? I share it on Google, Facebook, Amazon, and not Amazon, not Amazon for sure. but like Pinterest or any other social platform that allows you to share HTTP content or email somebody, text them something, write your own website, become a media company, write a blogger, newspaper, whatever,
Yeah.
right? Creator economy. And you will get that fintech wallet automatically credit you up to $46. Not only if you click and buy, which is the affiliate model.
Yeah.
We are going to pay you for that also, sure. But what if somebody clicks and does not buy right now and buys 1 week later after clicking your link,
Yeah.
which is on some other place, Twitch? Then what happens? And if the cookies are not set, for example, right? Like
Yeah.
today, cookies are destroyed by these people,
Yeah.
So we are not a cookie-based system. We're not a last click attribution system. We are able to track across. So we split the money. 2, 3, 4 people can split this $46 depending on how the buyer actually discovers and buys the product.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of this is happening in a totally trusted way. You'll see the backend now when I show you some orders. Other examples, I mean, wine, this just went live. So this is only one winery is there. Second winery is connecting through Shard, which is one of my favorites. So, uh, Passaggio got connected, so you can literally buy it and go pick it up or, have it delivered. Or not only that, but you can earn $14 on this $48 wine, for example, right? Or even better, some of these other things, I can earn, what is this? How much is this? $103 on $294 product. So it all depends, and this is real money, and I don't have to sell it. I just put a link or whatever, and I say there's such a great bottle of wine last night with my friends. So cool. This, thank you so much, Mr. Cooler. Right? And there's a link. I don't have to buy it. I don't have to say buy this product because if I say buy, people get pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't say that because when people click and don't buy, I still get paid tomorrow. Right? Whenever the person buys. So whenever the person, anyone ever buys, people who are actually involved in the sale get paid automatically. Okay. So here's an affiliate marketing program. Influencer marketing platform. They used to do pure play influencer marketing, just like, Grin and hashtag paid and all that. This social commerce and collaborations and all this community growth, this stuff is our language because they have white labeled our system.
Okay.
So if you see, if I'm a creator, they've been around for 4-5 years. They have hundreds of thousands of these people. So in their marketplace now, you can find products. They're just onboarding. They're going because we're just going live in US as we speak. So they have some new brands coming here every day. Let me see what is this, vitamins. Okay, so if you see this product, they are able to not only buy this, of course you can buy, but share and earn. And in this case, 35%. By the way, these people are giving 10%, and so there's 50% on this product. We keep 5, And so how do I join? I just click, okay, let me join. And then I'll go to just use my Facebook, say, for example. Oh my God, okay, I hope it's not going to ask me for 2-factor. Okay, boom. Right. So I haven't, because I'm not really one of their campaign people, right? So I don't care about the campaigns. But going back to the product, let's say, right, and I find this nice thing, I'm going to tell my friends about it or whatever. Where was it? Yeah. Right. So this 35% that's available is for everybody, right? So of course people buy, and if somebody buys, creator.co makes the money straight, all of it, right? The whole amount, right? Otherwise, all their people they're actually sharing. They might have 45%, right? Because I keep 5, there's total 50, they keep 10, but they're offering the remaining 35 to anybody. I can send this in my Twitch channel, this channel, that channel, wherever. And by the way, all of that is auto-tracked as a multi-level thing. So you'll see how it works. But yeah. So anyway, enough examples, I hope. So you can see India, there's more, this is a huge, they're going live, but this is they're powered by our system in the back. Shiko is going after Meesho. Meesho in India is a very large network. Meesho, you know Meesho?
Yeah. I know.
So Meesho is not,
1 billion valuation recently, I think.
5 billion, 4.9 billion.
Oh, was it? Okay.
But Meesho, Shiro's is going after that particular market because what they did to get such a big valuation, they became more like Flipkart. So they're directly trying to drive people to Meesho and keep the full margin. So what happens? They become another big tech platform. They have screwed all their resellers.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
So now Meesho, Shiro's, I'm going to say, hey boss, by the way, all those Meesho people are already on Shiro's network because they're selling to each other,
Yeah.
So they're already talking about Meesho, etc., inside of
Amit, let me
Shiro's.
ask you this. Sorry to break your thought, but so the attribution is only for the first sale, right? It's not the network effect in terms of, let's say, if I sell to Tina and tell Tina sells to Amit, will I get the commission? Or
Yes,
I don't.
You will get. You will get. So I'll show you now the back end. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Enough. So when you use the system, you have three profiles. Like Airbnb, you have two profiles. You have the traveler profile. Everybody on the planet is a traveler, and somebody can become a host. We are the buying, selling, right? So anybody can sell something. You could be selling used things or you could be doing some online classes, memberships, or NFTs, or restaurants, or any of the products I mentioned just now. And of course, network operators are like Shiro's and Creator and so many other ones we're launching, right? Others are launching. And then everybody is a person. So let me take a vendor, how you put products in. You come in straight to this platform. This is beta, so I'm okay here. I'll just go to products and I will add, say, my Shopify, WooCommerce, or any other enabled platform to connect. One-time operation. Once this is done, on our side, we are keeping all the products live sync, right? So let me see something, right? Yeah. So all these products are kept. So any changes, any pictures, price, anything, and then we are able to inject the orders back to the origination system. So let us say the next thing they do is the attribution, how to set the incentive. So I'll just zoom in a bit. Here they're saying network fee is 30%. Okay. So actually we're changing the nomenclature. This will be called an empowerment fee. Okay. So it's empowering people to make money. 30% is going to be offered as the empowerment fee. Okay. You get a sale, you're going to pay 30% to be empowered with that sale. Okay. And I'll tell you why we say empowerment. Because everybody is going to pay each other 5% as empowerment. I will explain in a second. But here's 30%. This vendor just does the one time. Fill it, shut it, forget it. They just say 30, they can leave. They don't have to say anything more. But if they want, they can define this multi-touch. This is a funnel, full funnel attribution, how much each touch point should be paid when the sale happens in my network is what this question is answering. I mean, this answer, whatever. Yeah, this answer is, whatever we're answering, right? So this is saying, normally the sale happens. The last person who who makes the product sale happen is the one who gets attribution. Let's say I go to Sephora and I do all the makeuping things and this and that, and I don't buy the product right there, right? Then I go to a different mall a month later, then I go there, check it out again, and we don't buy. Then during holidays, you go and you buy a whole bunch of products, right? The last person is the one who gets attribution for that sale, but the other ones have also missed out. That person's also missed out on sales that have happened like that, and same thing, clicks happen, only 1% converts at any given point in time. So if you drive clicks, 99 out of 100 clicks, you're not going to make money. So most of the time you're not the closer, right? Because of the nature of the internet. So in any case, we're saying, look, if you are the closer, you will get 40% of the commissions right there. Let's give you 8 hours, okay? So make it nicer for you. But when you're not the last click, when you're, let's say, the 99 clicks, let's say you make the sale within 2 weeks. I mean, 1 week, it is right now. Let's make it 2 weeks. You will get 20% of the commissions additionally, right? It's an incremental. If you make the sale, let us say within, let's give him 5 days, they'll make another 30%. Here in 8 hours, they make 40. If they're the only one in the chain, they make all of them. It works like the old model. And in fact, you can even make the 10. Let's say that I introduce Tina introduces you, Srijit. Srijit comes and buys every week, every month, or whatever. Tina makes 10% of commissions on those sales for, let us say, 2 years. She doesn't have to do any more selling or link sharing or whatever.
Yes.
Right? She just makes the intro. So now the orders. Let's take an order, and flow through how I'll take Shiro's is involved in one of the sales, so it will be nice to see. So let's say that this order 1476, $100 was made purchased, right? We took the money, right? We took the money from the buyer, and it's going to, I'll show you the wallets. It's moving through the virtual layers. So we take the money and then we pay people. The $70 goes to the vendor because they offered 30. We keep 5, of course, right? The network may keep 5-10%. The rest is going to be given to people. Let's just zoom in here. And why are we paying these Louis, Gloria, Vaibhav, etc., real dollars into their wallet automatically? Why? Because months ago and weeks ago and days ago and leading up to the sale, it so happened that the buyer found their content or links or whatever interesting around the internet. And they clicked and came and finally bought this bunch of products. right? Not only does this happen automatically, there is an automatic 5% empowerment fee that is paid up. Okay, so what it means is anybody makes any dollars here, they keep 95%. 5% goes to the person that empowered that sale, or that amount of dollars rather, you know. So if you introduce, like for example, I said Tina introduced Sridhar. Sridhar makes $1 million tomorrow because he does so many cool things. You know, he brings in, Tech Mahindra, make $1 billion, right? He's the referrer, by the way. So he makes a lot of money. He keeps out of that 1 million 950K. You, Tina, automatically make 50K, out of which you keep 47.5, and I get 2.5K. Automatically this is happening. If there is no referrer, it automatically goes to charity. We are able to pick any number of things. So automatically over time, this 5% of this VAT kind of a model will flow through to the other side. You can choose where it goes. You can be greedy and keep it, but there will be a check mark saying people are giving, not giving, right? So yeah, this is what's happening in real time.
So tell me something. So how do I know what's the decision metrics around how much do I keep and how long do I keep as a person who's referring this, right?
Yeah, let me, as a person who's referring is automatically, permanently, that it's like a LinkedIn. If you refer Tina, that doesn't change.
Correct, but I know that if Tina also sells it, I might get something more and for the next 8 months, right? See, here your attribution is based on a window that you've created, right? For example, you've set a limit, which means that basically if I'm a product guy, I'm setting
No, there are two parts to it. One is the commission, which has the limits. This part has, but the adjustments don't, right? So let's say that because of the rules, you make $1. The second invariant, which is always you're going to pay the person who enabled it. So let's say that Tina tomorrow makes $1 billion because she invited 20 levels of people. You still make that 5% of what Tina makes. So no matter what she does and invites 1 million people and does $1 billion, you still make 5% of everything she does.
Correct. So I'm saying, what is my transparency on that? Because see, why will I get excited to invite a Tina? For two reasons. One, she's going to buy, and then she's going to make people buy, right? So let's keep with that theory first, right?
Yes.
So I'm saying that I need to know then that if Tina sells something, will I get a 10 or will I get a 5? And if Tina's friends sell something, will I get a 1 or will I get a 0.5, right? So
no, that's not, the rule is much simpler. The rule is, if Tina makes $1, you make 5% of what she makes. Now, if Tina makes it because she invited 5 people or she invited 50 people and then she invited 3 levels or 50 levels, net she made $1, right? Out of the net earnings, she gives you 5%. Always.
Okay. Got it.
It's a very simple thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so you don't need to know what she does. It's blind, right?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And the money moves on our networks. This is a multi-currency global, money protocol. So what I showed you so far, ShopType guys, is the market protocol. This is the buy, seller, all that stuff. This is the money protocol, which is basically all the transactions happening in every currency for you. At our ledger layer, right? This will connect to your Stripe and your other things, Razorpay, etc., with the currency. And this is where we will also connect your credit cards and your our own bank accounts that we will be able to provide you. They're not really banks, they're cash management accounts, we are supposed to say, because we're not a bank. But whatever, we're a bank, right? Effectively a bank, banking as a service, because we're recording it. But so anyway, so that's what we do, multi-currency, right? So you can withdraw your cash out at any time. And if I'm a co-seller, same thing happens. Let me just come back in as a co-seller. So let's say I'm coming in from India, right? Like I'm sitting in India as a Shiro's thing or whatever, I come in. I don't have to sell only in Shiro's, right? So I could be like, you know what? I want to earn in dollars. I have some bunch of friends. I have a cool video game channel in US, whatever. I'm going to send it this thing. I'm going to say sit in Beverly Hills, okay? And I'm going to find expensive things to sell to these people. I can search all these vendors. I'm on the beta site, so it's rubbish stuff. Price ranges are saying expensive items, more margins. So let's say I find this product, which is this playing thing, this video game thing. Okay, it's like $90 in commissions. Let's say I share, I do the same sharing. I can even embed this like an Amazon kind of a model, right? So I'm sitting in India and doing all this, right? So I can now come in and I can withdraw. I can see all my earnings, for every single order. For example, how much I earned in each piece. Like here I earned $2.80. Why is that? Because I was the intro level for a particular order. So that's how it works, right? I'm able to see my own stuff. I don't have to see anybody else's stuff. Net, I get paid for everything I do, including empowering people, right? So let me just pause. And you guys still there?
Yes, yes. So how soon does this get reflected on the system? Like what's
It's all real time.
all real time? Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And we did a lot of.
I was also tempted to ask you, have you encountered any reconciliation issues, right? Because it's money.
For sure, we have to. So that's why we run a ledger and not some traditional thing. So it's a double entry bookkeeping. So reconciliation and returns and every problem, anything that happens, we just run entries on top of it, right? So it's basically a double entry. But it's a centralized book for a decentralized economy. Means it's the internet banking protocol.
Yeah.
Right? Because we don't need to, we are agnostic of the actual assets and we're agnostic of the currencies and the countries and all those things, right?
Yeah.
So how do you handle the case where, like for example, in your marketplace model, right? If you have a sale and then there's a return of the product, then you've already
So
created the wallet. You debit the wallet afterwards, or
I'll just show you. So we actually hold the money. We have the returns period. So here, if you go as a co-seller, for example, I'm a co-seller here. It says hold. So this is real time. The amount wallet balance is real time. Hold is automatically released based on the products, right? So for example, some products like digital products, like tickets and like food and stuff like that, they don't have any returns. Some have returns. So for example, 30-day returns or whatever. So all of that is automatic. When the return happens, we process it. So when the order, if I was in the if I was for example, a vendor, and I saw an order here, I could, for example, settle. Okay, this is already successfully done. So these are all done already. This is pending, for example, right? I can settle it if it's already done, and returns and all that stuff also similarly. All of these are basically done. So I'll be able to return it, and because I get the money that I'm owed right away, and that's a normal returns. And then the part that's held for the co-sellers, I don't have to worry about. It's escrow. Basically, it's escrow here. Hold is escrow. Yeah. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we
the
charge
other question was
yeah.
The other question was when you said you've integrated with Shopify. The Shopify usually, if you have an app on Shopify, they charge you like 30% of the money you make on the app, of the subscription fee. I know that they probably don't bother about transaction, but I'm thinking at some point, because Shopify also makes all their money on transaction fees.
No. So no. Shopify has two things. You can use Shop Pay, which is their 2.5%. It's basically Stripe underneath, but they have white labeled it and they offer it. But you can always configure authorize.net or use any other. You're not forced to use their payment system, by the way, today also. Right? So they are charging you subscriptions for the order management and inventory management and blah, 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 and other plugins that you pay for and all that analytics, et cetera, functionality. That's what you're paying for the subscription fee. The transaction fee is paid if you're using their payment system.
Right. But I'm saying as a B2B, what do you say, technology partner of Shopify, which that's what you are, right? Because you've created a plugin with Shopify where you pull in their products data and all
yeah,
that.
it's a private app, actually.
Okay. Okay, yeah, because
So
if you list there, they'll take 30% of your money that you make.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not
right?
so relevant for us to list it there, right? Because it's just not.
Yeah.
And because anyway, these people who are using Shopify also, you have to understand, they also are not married to Shopify.
Yeah.
Right? What we enable is one-click migration. You want to move to WooCommerce, we're already compatible with all of them, right? So like we'll just immediately shift you out, like it's instant. Yeah. I mean, so like there's no migration anymore.
Yeah.
So ultimately, we are the multi-channel view for your business. No matter if it's on Shopify, WooCommerce, this commerce, Facebook, whatever, ultimately your business has to be your direct business only.
Got it.
Right? So you're always meta, always on top of other networks.
Okay.
and other blockchains and other everything else. So now if you want to do all of this, what we're showing, we can white label the whole thing. You can even, we can help you put it on a chain also. You can issue coins, you can do whatever. The whole universe of the fintech and this and that and that and that is now available for normal integration in the normal world.
So you're sitting on a blockchain for doing all this
Not yet.
transaction.
We are today doing a centralized system. Why would I bother, right? It's not worth it, right? So first we do the centralized system. Tomorrow I will introduce the crypto for payments, which is first step. Second step, you can issue your coins. Third step, we will use a public blockchain, you know, to issue our own NFTs and blah, blah, blah. And the final step is to issue our own compatible, protocol compatible chain, so to speak. It's not going to be a chain, it's a DAG, you know, a tangle, you know, like a IOTA, right? You know, like a 3.0 kind of version, but much better than that, like Hydra Hashgraph or something similar, which is a permissionless, highly scalable, no minting, you know, blah, 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 because we are just information. You know, why you need to mint and melt glaciers to say that we have trust now? Trust is between people. Where is the question of you know, technology for that? You know. So that's what it is: the human intelligence, and then the artificial intelligence. We connect all the human intelligence to each other.
Yeah, it's interesting how like we're sitting in different parts of the planet and thinking about similar things. I was thinking
there's only one internet, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking the same philosophy, that how do you make people cooperate? Like you have to make people trust and collaborate.
Yes. So so you've seen 3 protocols. The one I didn't mention is the login, because I didn't show you the login, but it's an HTTP login actually, which is the Me protocol. We call it Awake Me, Awake Market, and Awake Money, the 3 things you saw today. And Me is that we're all the same. You know, if I log in and I can fix the internet for me, then everything works for everybody else the same way. So it's a fractal, a network and the node, like a DNA, right? The cell of the superstructure contains the full DNA. It can do everything the body can do. Right? So it's a very simple architecture. So when people look at it, and if they're not from the Vedantic background, right, they get all confused. You know, because they think there are so many things going on. They see multiplicity where there is only nothing. Nothing is happening. I don't do anything. I connect other people. They do all the work.
Yeah.
Right? So from nothing comes something, and that something confuses people. You know, that's called illusion and Maya, you know. So we have transcended this very simple digital consciousness. We connect all the human beings. End of story. When we are already connected, you see, the internet is already connected us. So we are just reverting back. You know. So a very simple problem. I think we can, and we're ready to go. So if you're ready to go live, you can start launching. We're now talking to very large players and small also. You know, so like very large, like PetSmart, and like, you know, big Fortune, like 100 companies, you know, for their programs, right? Because that's the first, we break 1 or 2 or 3 of them and finish. You know, it's like they have 37 million people in their loyalty program, you know, PetSmart. It's like $100 billion industry in the United States.
Yeah.
And it was like this in the pandemic because people are lonely, you know. So apparently pets are a big deal. But yeah. But everything is a big deal, you know, for those people.
I have a friend of mine who, for 4 or 5 years back, started this clothing for pets in Pune.
I'm sure it's doing good, yeah.
Now she's got a billion valuation for it. People were laughing at her face. Yeah, people were laughing at the face of. In India, you can see, right? Just imagine the dogs in India being pampered with the clothing, right? They just didn't get it. So she had a horrible time going through the first phase of it, but then now she has the last laugh. It's a colleagues of mine for a sister. So they got a fairly large order from Walt Disney's to make their set of clothing for pets. One of the largest clothes.
So she cracked the international market, not the. So she didn't try India.
She didn't try India.
She crack it? Yeah.
Smart.
No, that's the thing. So I'm actually, so one of the things Awake, see, what is Awake set of protocols, right? You saw 3 protocols. The fourth one that's probably staring over here, yeah, staring at us over here is the Awake Venture VC. Awake VC is a protocol, Awakened Value Co-Creation. It's a simple protocol. We all work together, we create value together, right? So it's like the joint ventures, the new companies, incubation, acceleration, like we're doing all this stuff. We provide the technology and the strategy and everything else. Money comes from other people, operations come, we call it BYOB party, bring your own business. You plug it in, right? And we all make money together. Right? So it's really, really simple. And if you don't have a business, no problem. We'll give you a business. You can sell anybody's products. Anybody's products. You can make a business right now.
Amazon is big time trying this, right? Influencer program and all that stuff there.
But see, they have to understand, if you're not human centric, if you're platform centric or network centric, that's the old world. Amazon is network centric. It's just too much of a juggernaut to not be network centric. If you try to talk to them anything outside their so-called flywheel, they don't want to talk to you. So everyone, including Ethereum and everybody else, wants everything to be inside their own thing. That's not the real world. The real world is meta.
Yeah, collaboration. Yeah.
It's across. It transcends any specific thing. Yeah. So software should reflect that. And so it's hard to explain. Now people are getting it. Some people are when they see it, but yeah, I mean, ultimately
I think the whole blockchain and decentralized platform is around the same concept, right?
Same concept. So we are basically removing the complexity because you don't need a crypto wallet and stuff, which you can add to this. You simply add it on, right? Because now
that is just a transactional value. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Purely transactional. Yeah, transfer function. So that's what the currency protocol is. It's a transfer. And there is no asset protocol. In the end, the asset, it's a joke, right? The asset is depending on the transaction. So the asset depends on the asset only, not on the money. Means value. It depends on value exchange. So we have identified where the value is created, and you reify that, and then everybody shares it. So what are next steps here, guys? I mean, if you guys are ready to roll with your transaction, I mean, with this network that you described, Tina, then we are ready to integrate it. I mean, we can give you the tech, we can white label it like these guys did, creator. You can literally offer the universe a social commerce play like they've never seen before. In fact, we are launching something called Awake Games Network that would plug in a lot of people in from the games industry and stuff like that. Happy to collaborate with you guys on that.
Anyway, we can think it through. My idea was, Tina, was because I thought there were some synergies and maybe this can accelerate a lot of efforts that you might be doing already, or want to augment certain aspects of it, right?
I think Amit, do you think you could also maybe look at plugging in our discovery engine into?
Absolutely. Let's take a look at it. I'd love to take a look at whatever you have and how it plugs into media companies and things like that. And yeah, tell us what it will do and so on and so forth. In fact, we made an acquisition of a company called WRU.ai. You can take a look at it. Just take a look at it and tell me if what you have will complement this. It's called WRU.ai.
Okay.
This is also real time. It's plugged into a lot of sites in India and other places, powering real time recommendations for publishers, news publishers and stuff like that. They do predictive, analytics on how much a reach some particular article will get, and then you can boost it and you can do all those things. And blah blah blah. They have a few products that they offer. Personalization is one of them.
Okay, cool. So, what is it?
Sorry, am I? That was a little bit not audible for me. Was it on my side?
No, it was not. Even I couldn't hear her, and I had some choppy issues myself.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're having trouble.
Okay. I was asking, so you're, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now we can.
Oh.
No, I still can.
No, we just suddenly seem to have lost it.
Maybe
but my email, if you're...
We cut the video out. Cut the video,
we
maybe
can, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. Yeah, no, I was just saying, so your website is awake.vc?
Yes, we are doing a pretty, major agency-led new sites and so on coming, quarter. But yes, awake.vc and shoptype.com. That's what I showed you today. Shoptype is getting a big lift as we go to market in the US now.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the two key things, awake.vc, and, you can read the blog and stuff like that. A lot of stuff is there. And also, of course, shoptype.com.
Okay. And basically, you're willing to give the attribution model piece of it and the payment, that piece of it as an API, right? We can.
Yes.
Because
You can integrate.
We have our own content and our own discovery engine and everything, but just
absolutely right.
Yeah, right.
Yep. And in fact, we can also give you products from our entire catalog. You could put them there. You could just
that will be very, very useful. Actually, that will be very interesting.
Yeah. And then so that all can be instantly done. So you can take our entire catalog and start curating from it. And then if you, by the way, announce a program like, hey, if you refer us vendors and blah blah blah, they will get paid. So they increase the engagement. For your entire network. So it's a pass through. You get all our features. Yeah.
Okay, hey guys, as usual, I need to jump, but
all right, yeah, me too.
Connect back again.
For sure, I'm on email. Just reach out.
Send me the link again on this video. This is useful.
Yeah, totally. I'll do that.
Thanks.
Okay,
we can connect later. What do you want to do?
Thank you, Amit.
Thank you, guys. Talk soon.
Very nice meeting.
Pleasure for sure. We'll talk soon again, I'm sure.
Okay. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you, Sridhar, for the intro.
Thanks.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.